If you were to ask a child what they want to become in the future, the common answers you may get are an actor, an astronaut, a superhero, answers of that sort. But if you were to ask someone my age, an answer you might get is, honestly, I don't know. So, where did everything go wrong? Growing up, we get told time after time that we have to be realistic and that the aspirations we once had as kids will never come true and they get labeled as dreams and fantasies. School taught us that we needed to go to college, get a degree, find a significant other, start a family, work for 40 plus years, go on a vacation every now and then, and after all that, when you're 60 years old and gray and retired, that's when you can finally have the freedom you want. And yeah, safe to say, that's not what I plan to do. I think for most of us, we got to say we lived a pretty normal and pretty average life. And although there's nothing wrong per se about wanting to live a normal life, I don't think that's what I want to do for the time I have on Earth. I've recently been obsessed about what life means and what is that I'm supposed to do or accomplish in this lifetime. I've been reading books, watching podcasts, journaling all the time with the goal of trying to figure out what is my purpose. The meaning of purpose in the dictionary is the reason for which something is done or created or for which something exists. So that begs the question, why do I exist? What is my purpose in life? And why am I chasing something that's extraordinary? What's wrong with just ordinary? On December 7th, 2023, I decided to chase my dream and I bought my very first camera. It was a long time coming, and the reason I bought it in the first place was honestly kind of dumb. I used to be a very bad homebody, to the point where I'd never leave my house unless I needed to, and I had bought the camera just so I can force myself outside my comfort zone, and it's taken me places I never thought I'd do. I think the hardest part about chasing your dream is honestly just taking that first step forward. It's hard, it's uncomfortable, and not knowing what comes next or if it's a waste of time is what I believe why people don't try in the first place, because what if it doesn't work out? But what if it does? Success is usually determined by money, fame, fortune, status, power, stuff of that sort. I've been recently trying to define what success means and if I could find my own definition of it, and I think I did. Although success is defined by money, power, status, and etc., I've recently been thinking that success is better measured by emotions. Personally, success is defined by how happy one person is. You can have all the money in the world, but if you're depressed, then what's the point? Alternatively, you can be living paycheck to paycheck but be the happiest person alive, and I think that makes all the difference. I live on a very small island most of you have never even heard of. I live on the island of Guam. It is a U.S. territory located in the Mariana Islands and is located to some of my favorite places in the world: Japan, Philippines, and Korea, just to name a few. And I love living on this island, but it's restricting in a way. There's beautiful beaches, amazing snorkeling spots, beautiful hikes, so It's safe to say life here is pretty chill, but I think for me, that's the problem. It's chill, so not much happens here. I remember going to Korea for the first time and being absolutely mind blown. There's so much people, it feels endless in a way. They're all busy doing something, and the concrete jungle of Seoul was invigorating to say the least. I had so much fun on the short time I was there, and I asked myself, maybe I'm built for the city. You see, I'm a person who believes that everyone should try everything at least once, and I think growing up, I've honored and respected that. And the only reason that I'm doing that is in hopes I can really figure out who I am, what I like, what I dislike, and it's something I recommend everyone to do. I remember heading back from Korea to Guam, and the first thing I did right after I unpacked was I went to the beach, and although it was very relaxing, I couldn't help but feel like something was missing. Something didn't feel complete. I'm only 21 years old, which on the grand scale of things is really young, but I can't help feel like I've wasted 21 years of my life. It gets really hard too, especially when I'm scrolling online and see a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid doing 100 times better than me. It's disheartening to say the least. See, I started this whole videography thing because I knew that one thing I loved doing was making content. I remember being a little kid and making Minecraft videos, just trying to be like my favorite YouTubers. And at the time and growing up, I've always wanted a friend group like the Sidemen and Vanos crew. And I know it kind of sounds corny or whack to say that kind of stuff, but it's true. I wanted to grow up just like them. But as I said earlier, I'm 21 and I've decided that I want to pursue videography and content creation as a whole because I, for one, enjoy it, and two, it's who I am. I haven't figured out who I am fully and what my purpose is, but the answer is slowly but surely revealing itself the more I make content and the more I explore different things. You see, I've learned and I've realized that I love helping people, and I make these videos in hopes to one, help everyone watching, and hopefully some of you guys can relate to that. So forever and always, I will be on the pursuit of an extraordinary life.